And when the angels jumped us, we were...
In your heaven.
So there are two heavens.
No, more like 100 billion, so no worries. It'll take them angel boys a minute to catch up. So you gotta stop thinking of heaven as one place. It's more like a buttload of places all crammed together. Like Disneyland, except without all the anti-Semitism.
Disneyland?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, you got Winchesterland, Ashland, a whole mess of everybody else's lands, put them all together, heaven, right? At the center of it all is the Magic Kingdom, the garden.
So everybody gets a little slice of paradise.
Pretty much. Few people share, special cases, whatnot.
What do you mean special?
Oh, you know, like soulmates.
It's a weird experience. I mean, we've sort of been talking about it for a while, and we knew at the beginning of the 5th season that we'd hit this number. But now that it's here, you go like, oh, 100 episodes. You're like, man, every episode is a weird, hard, like a new journey. It's almost like making 100 movies.
And it was great to be there with our crew and just say, like, thanks, guys. Like, and Jensen and I get celebrated every day, you know? Like, it's always, cameras are on us, people are touching us up and giving us gum and food and coffee, and so we are always celebrated and thanked and stuff like that. So it was nice to go back to the crew and say, like, listen, this is y'all guys, you know, and thank you.
The award has already been given. The milestone has already been reached well before the party begins. So for that, it's just kind of, it means a little extra.
You know, we look at ourselves as a link in a chain and part of a collective and, you know, part of a team, and it's nice to have that camaraderie with not only each other, but we share it with, you know, everybody that works on the show, and I think that's a vital part of the success of any show. Well, the relationship between the brothers has, really since season 1, has flip-flopped and gone back and forth quite a bit over the course of 5 seasons.
Sam and Dean's relationship has changed so much, from Dean seeking out Sam in the pilot to get him to just help him this one last time for Dad.
He didn't want to do this, and this wasn't the life he wanted to lead, and then almost in season 2 you see a complete role reversal.
To Dean pushing away Sam, Sam pushing away Dean, them both combining and saying, let's do this together, we're brothers.
I think you continue to see that almost that role reversal happening, where, you know, one of us is giving in and the other is trying to pull back.
So it's been nice to do sort of anything and everything, and that's a wonderful thing about television, is you really get to explore all aspects, if you get to be on a show that goes as long as we've gone.
That ever-evolving storyline and that ever-evolving relationship between the two brothers is really what keeps the show moving forward and captivating.
I'm in no shape to be hunting. Maybe it's best we just go our separate ways.
Well, I think you're right.
It's been a real kind of fortunate aspect to not only get to work with a talented guy, but also find a friend in that as well.
It was nice from the get-go. Jensen and I got along. It's like, oh, you're a Texas boy. Who's your football team? Dallas Cowboys? I like Dallas Cowboys. What kind of music? Oh, you like that? Oh, I do too.
It's nice to have that camaraderie with not only each other, but we share it with, you know, everybody that works on the show, and I think that's a vital part of the success of any show.
Like, we've had long work days where he's going through this or I'm going through that, and kind of like been there for each other and been like, hey, it's gonna be all good. Like, just breathe, take it easy, tomorrow's a new day. So it's nice, and that's also a relationship that's built. Like, we got along fine at the get-go, but now I think we've gone through enough that we're like, you know, we'll be buddies forever. A buddy of mine asked about the show we were shooting, and I sort of started thinking about how would I describe it. I was like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, it's just gotta, you know, grab the DVDs and look, you know, because I can't really summarize all this work that we've done.
That range and that spectrum that we give week in and week out has really helped the success of the show. You know, I love the fact that we can do an episode that is heavy with mythology, and we can drive the storyline forward, and the big arc characters come back and play a heavy part, and then we can go right in the next week and do some crazy thing, like all of a sudden we're on a Japanese game show and we're getting, you know, hitting the nuts. So I think the balance of that has been well played, delicately played, but well played.
We've grown so much. I was 22 when we started. I'm 27 now, and Jensen was 25, and he's 31 now. And so you're sort of like what's going on, man? I've gone through a fifth of my life here on the show.
It's nice to be able to latch onto something and write it this long. You know, a lot of times you do a movie and you explore a character, you only really get to explore it for, you know, a couple of months. Or you know, for most television series, they aren't as fortunate to go as long as this one has. So you might get a season or 2 or 3 out of it, and then, you know, you're on to the next project. So
I mean, we've changed networks, and the world economy has collapsed and gone back up, and there's been a writer strike and an actor strike.
to be able to have the time and the luxury to spend with not only with your character but with other characters, so that those relationships evolve. Not only does your character evolve, but your relationships with the other characters evolve. It's kind of neat, and it's rare these days.
And literally the constant has been the fans. And so if any of these sort of obstacles we had overcome without fans, we wouldn't be here anymore. And so it's just a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the 100th episode, and it's all because of the fans, because they're watching, because
There you go, buddy.
thanks.
Glad I can help. Let's see. You want to start us off?
Sure.
Go ahead.
First off, thank you, obviously, to to
It's Pete Grotech in the house. Can we get a little help here? I mean, seriously, this is ridiculous.
y'all guys have been the salt of this production, and I really hope and pray that you guys understand that this is your doing. We're puppets that say the lines that our brilliant writers and producers and directors tell us how to do it and how to say it, and we have our input, but you guys that are here tonight are really the true reason why we made it this far, and thank you, and please, 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 tonight is a celebration of y'all, so thanks.
Spoken like a true Texan. Very nice. Yeah.
Go Horn.
Go Horns. We've seen marriages take place. We've seen dozens of us move into our 30s.
40s, 50s.
It really is a family. And you guys, I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for making an outsider and feel as welcome and as humble to be a part of something this great every single day. It really, there's just aren't words. I try to call home to my folks back in Texas and tell them about certain things that anecdotes that I learned through the day, and you know, Lou Bolo's been quite a nice subject as of recent. And
He's the short one who always wears the dude shirts.
but it really is. I mean, it's unexplainable what you guys mean to me and to us, and I can't thank you enough. And to the guys down south too. You know, the leaders that lead this show behind the curtain. You know, Peter and Don and Eric and Bob,
McJizzle and PJ.
and yeah, the guys at Wonderland. Thank you. To the late and absolutely great Kim Manners. So you know, here's to 100 more.
Everybody, cast and crew. The guy who plays the angel, I forget his name, but Jim Beaver, obviously, and the wonderful cast.
Somebody start the music for crying out loud.
Start the music, get me out of here.
All right, guys, thank you. Cheers.
I grew a lot, and I think everybody did, and I think we'll all share that forever.
A family to stay together for 100 episodes, and then to be able to get together and celebrate, that's just, I mean, that's as good as it gets right there.
That's much more rock concert than we're used to. I love it.
Will someone in the very back flash a light of some sort so we can see how far back?
Oh, okay.
No? Hey. Hi. Your father would not forgotten.
It's just like a rock concert, you know?
I assume. Good evening, Detroit! I love you!
I don't know.
I love you, the city! Welcome, guys. Welcome the people who've already been here, welcome, and people who have not. Those like a supernatural set. It's like, okay, now what are they going to come out with? Who are we supposed to shoot? It's just shadows. Shadows.
You do an episode called Shadows?
Yeah, we did. Season 1. Well, let's get this party started. Yeah! What's your first? If someone's raising their hand, we cannot tell.
Microphone.
Who said that?
Turn your lights on.
Hi. Okay, that's on.
Wow, I even get to be first.
Yeah, thank you very much. Next question.
Actually, what I'd like to ask is, what have each of you learned from the other that has made you a better actor? And and what have you learned from anyone else in the Supernatural production family, whether it's directors, guest actors, members of the crew, that you think you'll carry with you into the rest of your careers?
Good question.
It's a good multi-layered hard question. Very nice. I'll let Jensen start this.
Okay. Let's see. Well, let's start with what I've learned from Jared. Now, the obvious answer is absolutely nothing.
Take notes.
But I'd say the more appropriate answer is how crucial chemistry is for something to be successful. You know, I think that speaks for. I think obviously people know that if you know the two lead actors, whether it's brothers or whether it's a husband and wife or what have you, if they don't have the chemistry that is palpable for the audience to see, then it's just not going to work. So, luckily, that was something that we were able to kind of hang on to and had that good friendship and solidarity, and that's been a crucial part.
Yes, Helen Mirren and Meryl Streep. I'm going to take the ladies from Titanic.
Even better, Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon.
Alright, next question, please. We'll have a name for you by the end of this. That's my thinking leg.
I don't think so.
Doing hell.
Listen. It doesn't, just because I'm blowing dry my hair, doesn't mean I know, but it's also soon 1500. And if you put a little attachment on the end with little straight D's. He's jealous. I don't, in all honesty, I don't know what kind it is, but I will find out. I'll find out soon. I'll give it to you. Yeah, Cliff does his hair. What do you use?
Well, I don't blow dry my hair per se. But what I do is I wear accoutrement.
Adidas, a suit.
What?
What?
I never heard of anything like that.
You know, luckily I'm gonna get this rainbow thing off the stage. I'm going to defend him in saying that there's a very, very good hairdresser. Her name is Jeannie Chow, and she takes care of both of us. And so it makes it very easy because we just kind of sit down in the chair and read our script, and then we look up 10 minutes later. It's like, oh, thanks. Yeah. Oh, Dean, it's Dean. So there you are. I mean, it's Dean. But I couldn't tell you any machine or product that she uses or has because I'm not paying attention. Makeup, however. We don't know that either. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. We're both born and raised in Texas. And that's right. So we had right off the bat, we had a lot of things in common, and so it was very easy for us to find that kind of level of friendship. He comes from a very similar background than I do. We kind of listen to the same music. We have the same interests. We like sports, that kind of stuff. So it wasn't somebody that I didn't really get along with. Immediately we were friends, and I think that was a huge part of the success of the show was because of how quickly we had that friendship and that chemistry. And I think that's one thing I've learned working with him is how vital chemistry is on screen, whether it's playing brothers or with a female playing love interest or something. That chemistry is crucial. I think that's.
Dove una tue fratellino migliore?
All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to let him finish that question. How about that? The question from her was, did we get along right off the bat? No. No, see, now that he's here, I would have answered that completely different. Hey, thank you guys. I'm gonna leave you in the capable hands. You guys are great, and thank you for having us. All right.
He's a step forward with Italian, but yeah.
All right. It's your job to really feel what's going on. I mean, being sad is not about crying. It's about actually being sad and getting to a place with your mind and your heart where you are sad. Or there have been episodes where something bad has happened to Dean and Sam is really messed up, or Sam's had to kill a loved one or lost a loved one. And so sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes there was an episode. Where are y'all guys? Are y'all season 5? I mean,
Yeah. But
have most people seen season 4? Okay. For those who haven't seen season 4, but there's a scene where Sam and Dean are sitting on a car, and Dean is telling Sam what he did in hell, and he's crying. Yeah, and that was tough, even for me. And he was the one who was getting emotional, but it was emotional for me to see him get emotional. And so we'd be doing the scene, and I'm me, and he's him, and then they'd call cut, and we'd both be like, and you really have to take a second, and sometimes more than others. I guess it just depends on the nature of the scene and what happens, because sometimes they call cut, and you just go, all right, what's next? But most of the time it does take a little bit. I'd say it takes a couple minutes. For that scene, it took about half an hour to get out because we did it so many times, and the crew was really quiet for us and like let us get into the scene. And so afterwards, you're like, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I hope I answered.
Big things and saving people, and they wanted to saving people. That was some of the best acting we've ever done. Because we didn't know what we were doing. No, you pedal. If I pedal, then you gotta pedal. Stop pedaling. You're going too fast. You pedal. Slow down. I'm gonna crash. And then they're like, action.
Man, I just yelled at you for 30 minutes, or is it like, give me some space right now, I'll talk to you in a little while?
Yeah, not to the extent of like, we're at each other's throats by any means, but there is a little bit of, when we're doing a really intense scene and we're, up in each other's faces and we're yelling and we're arguing and then they yell cut, it's not, we don't keep that going, but there is a sense of like, I really don't want to talk to him right now, so I'm just going to kind of stay over here. And then I realized, what am I doing? Hey man, sorry. Let's run these lines, buddy. Come on. So there is that kind of getting out of the scene mentality or mental threshold that you got to get over. I think Jared actually touched on that last week in LA, how sometimes he realizes that like he's treating me a little differently when we're doing an intense scene. And he's like, well, that's ridiculous. I'm not a method actor. Why am I doing this? So I think it's, there is a bit of that fallout. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, I'm Ines from Germany, and I have a question that may be spoilery to some of you, because it's about the last episode, Dark Side of the Moon.
Ooh, do we want to know about this? Really? I've got a few no's back there. This no is intense. Second row right here? She is furrowed brow. No. Well, why don't you give me a very unspoiler-like question?
I can't do that.
You can't do that.
So everyone does that? So I already asked Jim the same question.
Oh, so you've already heard it?
No, but he couldn't answer it. So I thought maybe you were in the episode, so maybe you could answer it.
Why don't you ask the question and then I'll, I'll clean up.
Okay, so in episode 14, we saw that Dean and Bobby put Sam into the, what is it called? Panic room, yeah, right. And at the beginning of the last episode, there was nothing, no reference at all. Sam was just out. What happened?
Oh, this is a really easy answer, and it's not going to spoil anything. They flipped episodes 15 and 16.
Yes, but it wasn't a reference in the other episode before. So Sam was just out. It wasn't a reference in episode 15.
Well, now you confused me. Do I need to handle this one? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Because the last episode started in the motel room and they were like in their bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody know anything? Anybody?
No.
You know what? I honestly don't know. It's funny when you get towards the end of a season, all of the episodes start to run together because there's no break. It's not like we shoot an episode and then take a week off and then come back and shoot another episode. So in fact, sometimes we're shooting, like one day we'll be doing a scene for episode 15, and then we'll go to a different soundstage and shoot a scene that we didn't get in episode 14, and then come back and continue shooting. But for me, I'm just working that day.
Okay.
So to separate the stories for me is a little hazy towards the end of the season. So I can't recall right now, but.
So because I was really confused because at the...
Well, now I'm confused.
Episode 14, Dean was crying and pledging for help from God or someone else, and it was such an intense moment, and I thought, wow, the next episode will be awesome because Sam would have to get rid of the demon blood once again and everything, and then there was a cut and just saw the room and nothing, no reference at all, and so I was very
Really?
Yeah.
Are you all confused?
Yeah.
Well, that makes all of us. I really don't know. I wish I had an answer for that. Did you ask Jared that question?
Huh?
I should call Jared. No, he's out of here. He's on the train. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I wish I could answer your question. Yeah, I'll think of it. Yeah, I will. Yeah, because now I'm wondering what the heck's going on. I'll show you what I know.
The next interview you're doing, you could answer that.
Yeah, okay. Be like, listen, there was a little confusion going on. Let me just clear something up. Thank you. All right. Do we have a microphone still?
Eye of the tiger!
Unrehearsed. What are you doing? You don't know? This was not supposed to happen. No, I kid you not. I was like, Jason, what are you doing? I was like, what?
Set it down.
I'm just gonna set it down and see what happens. I'm like, nothing's gonna happen. Don't do that. And we almost had it, but you had to be the last question and run it. Oh, did not. You probably already played it. I don't know. Hey, I got an idea. This was so not supposed to happen. Wow, there's a lot of cameras. Now I don't do this, so if I horribly mess up and get really nervous, it's because I don't do this. Why don't you see the first? There's one more verse I'm going to sing this one. Go down this motel, there's nothing that you can say. It's just old Luke and Luke's waiting on a judgment day. Yeah. Well, look, my friend, what about a young Emily? Said to me, favorite son, won't you stay? Barely got me, yeah. Take a load off, man. Take a load free. Take a load off, man. Hey, the load right on me. Oh yeah, the load right on me.
What?
I'm sorry, sorry.
It's okay. Okay? Okay. Okay. She's from Russia, dude. Russia. Yeah, where does that leave you? Hi.
We will know like reading. What was the last book you read, and how do you like it?
What was the last book that I read, and how did I like it? What was the last book that I read? Oh, I just, well, I didn't finish it, but it was Pirate Latitudes, Michael Crichton. Yeah.
You like my writing book?
No, not necessarily. It was just that I was on my honeymoon and there was books. There were books left over at the resort, and I walked up and just kind of looked through some books, and because we were just laying by the pool, and I just grabbed a book, and so that was the last one that I opened. But does that count? Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
That'll make the gag real.
Jared and Jensen, gentlemen. My question for you is, your chemistry on screen as brothers rings so true. Is that great acting, or does that follow through from real life?
Great acting.
It's not that good of an actor.
I don't know. I think it happened pretty quick. I mean, I think we were pretty great friends off the top, and so we just got comfortable. And obviously, it's not hurt with the writing. I mean, well, that was an understatement. The writing is a huge deal with it because what we're working with rings so true of like brotherly love and brotherly sort of quarrels and confrontations, and so we had such great material to work with, raw material, that it kind of just fell into place. And then, you know, we sort of, after doing it for 5.5 years, I hope it's decent.
Congratulations on this. Okay, so my question's for Eric. What I wanted to know is, I know you had this 5-year plan, but did you tweak or change anything a little bit, like in the finale, once you knew that the show was renewed, or is everything exactly the same as you wrote it?
Parts of it, yes, I absolutely had to tweak some things. I think had it been a true series finale, without like elaborating further, there wouldn't be as many living. You guys are so sweet. Had it been the series finale, there probably wouldn't be as many living characters as there are, and so. Yeah. Well, I mean, not necessarily that, but you know, I had a vision of what really the end point is, and maybe when the show does end, if we have that end point, maybe Sarah and Bob and I'll get there. But we did wrap out the Lucifer Michael story ended exactly the way we had planned all season for it to end, and so I would say probably 80% of it, 70% of it is what I would have done anyway. It's just we added a few cliffhangers and massaged a few things so we could keep the story moving.
We have a lot of very attractive men on the show. I'm just confused. And I think they're
And my shirt stuck out. There's that to look forward to.
Take it off.
It always comes down to that, doesn't it?
Yes?
My question's for Jensen.
Hi.
Will you take off your shirt?
I actually enjoy being part of the kind of the creative problem-solving task force, as I call it. Whereas an actor, I can be like, you know what, not my problem. I don't get paid to think that way. So that's you guys deal with it. I'll be in my trailer. Now I'm the guy dealing with it. Crowley gets the phone, and I say, "Hiya, Crowley. Tight on me, right? We don't know where I am." And then I say, "We've gone," and then he says, "Oh, I think it's been too long. We'll have to get together." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll do that when I get back. We've gone international."
By the way, I've never been able to say that, and I want to be able to say that. We're just going to go tight on me.
We want start tight on me.
Start tight on me.
Then we'll fall back to see the world.
Very heavily. I was in every day. And so I couldn't. Yeah, how many days have you had off this year?
Not a lot. 7 or 8 days off.
One. Yeah, we're on episode 6. Anyway. I'll save that for somebody else who can do something about it.
The hallway.
Yeah.
That's the exit when you hear like, damn it.
I got, my parents received stuff. I'm sure none of you are, but don't send my parents anything. Especially a spell. With, used underwear.
I sent it anonymously, though, so he's supposed to just slightly used. Used sounds so bad. Previously loved.
You really love those underwear. There's interesting things like that will appear on the doorstep somewhere.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Just can't have it all.
We can try to tease for season 6 a little bit. As we just talked about, season 5 really wraps up what season 1 started, what season 2 and 3 and 4 fleshed out. And so season 6, we kind of had to go a whole new direction. And we sort of go back to how the show originally started, which is, you know, we're hunting vampires and demons and werewolves and ghouls and shapeshifters. And we find out that after the apocalypse started, and then after Lucifer and Michael sort of were dispatched, or whatever happened to them, we find out that things in heaven and hell aren't what they seem necessarily, and that there are other factors coming into play. And we find out that the vampires and werewolves and all the ghouls and goblins that we've been fighting for 110 episodes, they're actually leaders of each individual creature, like the alpha vamp, like the original vampire, you know, like where did it come from? And we figured out that we need to hunt these guys down, and maybe that might have some meaning in our ultimate goal of ridding the world of what's evil.
It's Supernatural, the bonus round.
Yeah, Supernatural. Ding, ding.
Nice.
That was a load of bullshit. I guess. It worked out pretty well.
Yeah, not bad, man. Way to steer your way out of that one.
Is that a butt?
Okay, so Jared, so you play Rar Gigantor?
I think it was, why, Jared, do you choose to play Sam as this big guy who's like tall and file his evidence? Okay.
So was there a question in there?
Yeah, so I'm wondering what it's like in real life when you kick down doors, break things.
His life is...
I like it. It's fun. I love breaking stuff. Anytime I get to eat and break stuff.
I remember the first convention I went to with you guys, I think, was in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. It was the first one that I remember. And I remember we were getting ready to go out somewhere, and I knocked on Jared's door, and he came to the door, and he's like, you know, got a towel wrapped around him. He's like, hold on 1 second, I'm trying to put the doors back on the closet.
It's actually true.
He ripped the door off of your... So, I don't know. He's like, I think I can get it in place.
We were listening to some music and just, you know, something told us to bust the door down. So yes, anyways, it's quite fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think, maybe, kind of.
Sam. Yeah. It's me.
Wait a minute. You were gone, man. I mean, that was it. How the hell are you?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I mean, no idea. I'm just back.
Well, was it God or Cass? I mean, does Cass know anything about it?
You tell me. I've been calling. Cass hasn't answered my prayers. I don't even know where he is. I mean, I was down there, and then next minute, it's raining, and I'm lying in that field, alone. It's kind of hard to go looking for whatever saved you when you got no leads. But I looked. I mean, believe me, I looked. For weeks.
Wait, weeks? How long you been back? How long you been back, Sam?
About a year.
About a year?
Dean.
You've been back practically this whole time? What, did you lose the ability to send a freaking text message?
You finally had what you wanted, Dean.
I wanted my brother.